Good evening, everybody. Chris Allen here with your 270 weather for the 270 area code and beyond. Thanks for tuning in on this Monday, January the 26th, and oh boy, is it cold. It's going to stay cold. Maybe for 6, 7 days. 6, 7 days. Oh, you knew I would do that. But really, 6, maybe 7. So that's why I did that. But we'll get to it right here. And let me just say that, wow, it's been a weekend, and even today has been a day because there have been people that have been out trying to get, you know, limbs and branches out of their yard and or just even trying to get into their yard to do something. It's been just, one of those taxing things that a lot of us are having to deal with. Thankfully, the road crews have been out doing what they can today. That little bit of melting that took place, just a little bit, enough sun today to get some of that, that all that frozen snow and ice at least thinned out a little bit. But, here's the thing, everything's going to freeze back over tonight, and then we'll do it again tomorrow. And then whatever melts tomorrow will refreeze again. It's just going to be like this all week. I don't see any more big systems coming in. We're questioning one about the weekend, though, that we'll discuss here in a moment. In the meantime, the road crews and the power crews and tree crews, everybody's out working, and thank you all for everything that you're doing to get us through all of this. Of course, Nashville, the worst, and Middle Tennessee down to Mississippi. That's where it's been really crippling and, in some cases, catastrophic, the damage. A lot of people saying with the ice storm damage in those places, it looks like a tornado. It really looks like a tornado hit it. So we had it bad here, but not that bad. Looking at radar. Seeing a clean sweep, of course, we've got high pressure in control and brought back the sunshine today, which was good to see. And it was good to see that. And it did start the melting process a little bit. But when you have temperatures this cold, it's going to take a long time to try to get anything really melted. But you see right now, as of a couple of minutes here, 6:57 p.m. on this Monday, we've got 12 degrees here in Bowling Green. It's 9 just across the border looks like it's Robertson County, Tennessee, around the Springfield area. And then you've got 7 degrees over in Russellville, 6 already in Madisonville. Whew. I mean, it's 4 degrees in Owensboro right now. And you see all the blue shaded counties. Well, that is the extreme cold warning that's in effect. And it's going to stay in effect for, well, really now it's been extended a little bit longer. Looks like, till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. But I do think it's going to be extended, maybe even beyond tomorrow. I'm just saying, because the way I see the temperatures behaving here in the next few days, even though we're going to try to get close to 30 tomorrow, we're going to go back down to the single digits tomorrow night, and it's going to be around 5 or 6 degrees. It's the wind chills as low as 10 below or 20 below that's going to be the big deal, as it says here in the statement from the National Weather Service. And here's the deal. Tomorrow, let me just warn you that tomorrow we are forecasting winds to pick up from the south and west, which is why we're going to warm up just a little bit. But the winds are going to be 10 to 12, and that's going to maybe bring us a breeze at 15 to 20, and that's going to produce wind chills well below zero especially as we get into tomorrow evening. So that's also a concern with any of the trees and the power lines that still have a lot of ice on them. Because when you start to get winds like that, or at least above 10 miles per hour, you run the risk of getting even more in the way of possible power outages or interruptions. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but it is a possibility tomorrow. Just letting you know, heads up. That's what's coming. Even though it's going to look like a beautiful day tomorrow with all the sunshine, it's that breeze that is going to make it extra cold, and maybe even, you know, you could find your power flickering and carrying on tomorrow because of that. Okay, let's go to the current conditions, and this is where we're seeing the cold air, the cold air, the cold air. The cold air just does not want to go away. And like I said, we're going to have several more days of this coming our direction because it's not in a hurry to leave us. It's locked in, and it looks like it's going to stick around for a while. Here are the Kentucky Mesonet numbers as of right now, as of 7 o'clock. Just now turned 7 o'clock. If you're just now joining us here on the 270 with the latest information and from News 40 weather, yeah, it's just going to stay cold. Just going to stay cold. The stuff you see out in your yard, it's going to hang around a little longer. A few more days longer. But look at this. We're already seeing single digit temperatures here as of 7 o'clock on this Monday evening. 5 at the Corvette plant. This is the Kentucky Mesonet temperature sensor there, 5 degrees. It is 8 at the Ag Expo Center. Let's see here, 6 over in Edmonton. It is 3 already in Litchfield. We go, let's see if we can find something colder. Maybe. Do we want to find something colder? No, we don't, but it's just, the numbers here. Let's see, 2 degrees right now as of 7 o'clock in Hartford in Ohio County. And you got 0 over in Dixon, Kentucky. That's in Webster County. And then up near the Ohio River, it's already -1 in Henderson. Ooh, but look at this. It is already 6 below 0 in Hallsville. That's in Hancock County. Why is it so doggone cold there more than anywhere else? Well, they got a big snowpack. They got a lot more snow up there along the Ohio River than we did. So that makes a big difference. And that snowpack is what's going to make it extra cold for tonight, for all of us. And even the ice and the snow combined is what we have here in Bowling Green. When you get the cold winds running over that snowpack, it just brings down the temperatures even more. So, yeah, boy. Let's see here. Maximum temperatures today. We hit 16 at the Bowling Green Airport officially. But as you can see here, 14. 14 was a popular number around Morgantown, Bowling Green, Russellville, Glasgow, Munfordville. 14's a lot of those today, but 16 officially here at the airport, which, by the way, if you're wondering, 16 degrees, 31 degrees colder than normal. The normal high, 47. I got to tell you, from what I'm looking at, we're not going to get back there anytime soon. 47, that sounds like spring compared to what we're getting right now. What's the coldest we got today? Well, here we go. Right now, what we're getting right now, pretty much 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 6s, and 7s. I know I'm not going to do that every time. It's irresistible. And at least some of the younger crowd knows that I understand what they're doing. even though I still don't understand it. Okay, let's take a look at wind here today. And the winds are light and really near calm, but here's the deal like I just mentioned, the winds are going to pick up tomorrow, and that's not a good thing. Especially with all the ice and the snow still around, that could be a problem. So let's hope it doesn't get too breezy tomorrow. It's going to help us warm up, yes, maybe help the melting process a little bit, but I'm concerned that wherever things freeze back over tonight, and then we pick up that kind of a breeze tomorrow, then we could get, you know, let's hope not. I just don't want that to happen. Okay, there's all kinds of when this kind of thing happens, there's all kinds of hazards and things we have to watch out for because it's been such a long time since we've had a winter storm like this one with this kind of impact. So here we are right now, as we did have some flurries around the area this morning. All of those have moved over into places like West Virginia and Virginia State. There's also a little bit of snow flurry activity once you get up closer to the Great Lakes, but here in Kentucky, it's been a fine day with high pressure in control. Here comes the warmer air, slightly warmer air, and you can see the tighter gradient here that's going to start with that warm front during the day tomorrow, which is going to help us warm up. Close to 30. I think we'll get at least 27, 28, maybe 29 or 30 for a high temperature, close enough to do a little bit more melting tomorrow. And of course, the sun's radiation, like it did today, help melt things. But it needs the help of, salt on the roads and scrapers, ice scrapers, and trucks and things like that to get it going. And traffic, just traffic in general, helps some of that melting process that the sun can do. But when it only gets as warm as, 14, 15, 16, well, the sun can only do so much. Here we go to 6 a.m. tomorrow. It's going to be frigid cold. We're talking about tonight, under a clear sky. We're looking at lows of -3, -4, below zero. Not the wind chill, but the actual air temperature. Then in the morning, the winds will begin to pick up a little bit more. Here's midday tomorrow. There may even be a few flurries trying to fly around with some upper level energy, scooting through parts of Indiana and Ohio, maybe northeastern Kentucky. Down here, I don't think we'll see that, but it will become a little breezy tomorrow. Then here comes another clipper system. These things just keep coming, one after another. Some of them are dry, but some of them reinforce the cold air and send a little precipitation our way. This one will produce a few snowflakes, as I mentioned, over in eastern Kentucky, but for us, it's just going to come by. And the difference between that little warm front you saw at the beginning and this cold front is going to help gin up the winds just a little bit tomorrow. Here is 6 p.m. for your Tuesday evening. Behind this front, it gets colder. Another reinforcing shot of cold air for Wednesday. Really, it may not change the temperatures all that much for southern Kentucky, but to the north of us, it will bring down the numbers a little bit more. And at least the Nashville Weather Forecast Office is painting in here for west and middle Tennessee some areas of fog developing by Wednesday morning. The reason why for that is because the warmer air, slightly warmer air coming in for tomorrow, running over the very cold ground is going to be a perfect setup for fog. So even though it's not painted in southern Kentucky, we could also see that. And if it does develop, with the temperatures I'm looking at around 9, 10 degrees or so Tomorrow night, well, then it would be freezing fog. And guess what that's going to do? Yep, it's going to make it icy again. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is. So, there you go. It's just one of those, now that we've had our winter storm, it's now we've got to deal with the after effects. So here we go, 6 a.m. Wednesday. Here's 6 p.m. Wednesday, and almost the same kind of setup as Tuesday. Here's some more of those high flying snowflakes, flurries over in eastern Kentucky. And there's another one of those little clipper systems. This one begins to fall apart, though, as it moves into Wednesday afternoon and evening. Now we go into Thursday morning, very cold, high pressure, in control. Numbers don't change all that much. We're still staying below freezing and still with single digit lows. Every single night this week, we're going to see single digit low temperatures. Maybe not always below freezing like tonight, but single digits nonetheless. Here's Friday morning. We wake up with more sunshine. Temperatures on Friday will try to reach 20 or maybe the low 20s. And then into Saturday morning, we see a little system here that we're going to keep watch on, and I'll show you why. This is an offshore low pressure system, not very strong, but where it's positioned, it of course is going to throw moisture counterclockwise, of course, around the low pressure system. That's going to try to throw moisture back into the colder air over parts of West Virginia, the Delmarva region, the Carolinas, into Georgia, even Florida, and maybe just a little sliver of eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee with some light snow, maybe even something heavier. This is going to have to be watched because where it ends up having its best influence, it could get close enough to where it could throw some of that moisture back a little further west, which is a little unusual. But this could be something of a good winter storm for the Virginias and the Carolinas. Now, further south, of course, it would be mixed precipitation. Places like Atlanta, maybe Savannah, Georgia, would get some, freezing rain, sleet mixed. And then it all turns to rain as it gets into Florida. Let's go a day ahead. This is Sunday, and you can see now that as this is showing the latest information showing that low pressure system moving out into the Atlantic, deepening though as it moves out. So that would just leave things for the East Coast, Southeast Coast actually. And then as we head into Monday, high pressure builds back in, and we might get 30, 32, 33 on Monday next week, which wouldn't be bad. I mean, it would seem like a heat wave to us, but there's just not a whole lot of change coming that I see anytime soon. Here's a look at the blender, the model blender. We go 31 after this is showing 1 for a low tonight, but actually some of the afternoon models updates here and this evening too. Just got a new one in. It's kind of showing more below 0 tonight, but 1, if you want to think warm thoughts, 1 degree tonight instead of -4, but 31 tomorrow. That may be pushing it just a little. We'll have to wait and see. Then we go down to 9, anywhere from 6 to 9 degrees for a low tomorrow night, then only back to 26 to 28 on Wednesday, then back to around 9 or 10 Wednesday night. Thursday, we'll try to get up close to 30, maybe 31, then a low of 10 on Thursday night. Friday, around 20, 21, but then we're back to 0. Just 0. on Friday night. Ooh. And then look at that, only a high of 17 on Saturday. Saturday's going to be kind of a tough day with that cold air. And not only that, but since it's the weekend and you're thinking, boy, it'd be nice if it would just warm up this weekend. That's not going to happen. It'll be in the teens. And then we go back down to 3 Saturday night into Sunday morning. Now, here is what is looking like more of a, can we call it a heat wave? Yeah. I'm going to hold off on calling it a heat wave. It is going to warm up. Let's just call it that. We go from mid to upper 20s on Sunday. The first day of February, by the way, is Sunday. Wow. Really? Yeah, it is. Look down here. February 1st, Sunday. This coming Sunday. First day of February. Then we go low 30s, upper 30s, around 40 by next Wednesday, upper 30s next Thursday. Now this will get our melting process going, but we're not going to get above freezing, I don't think, until next Tuesday. Well, that's like a week away. Yeah. Now, I do see the low temperatures also moderating from the single digits and teens into the 20s as we get into next week. That would certainly feel much better. So it's going to get there. We just got to give it time to get there. This is one of the coldest periods that I can recall in many, many years. I meant to look up today to see how long it's been, but it's been a while, a long while. All right. Okay, let's check out some of your comments tonight. And look at this. I'm going to keep it short tonight because it's been a heck of a weekend for all of us. For some of us, it's been worse than others. Worse for some of you from others. Those of us in Warren County, it just wasn't that bad. But you go down to Allen County and you go down into Middle Tennessee and places like that, that's where it's just, ugh. Like I said, Nashville looks like a tornado hit it. And they've had some tornadoes that have hit downtown a couple of times. And it looks just like that, except in a wintry scene. It's just awful. So let's check out a couple of your comments here. Corbin, watching from Litchfield, never lost electric during the winter storm, was able to watch you and WNKY 40 during the winter storm. Thank you for the updates. Well, you're quite welcome. Appreciate that very much. Here is Mr. Beans 8. I like that creative spelling there. Mr. Beans. Best wishes from Monroe County. A lot of folks still without power. Prayers, absolutely. Let's see. Here's Phyllis watching in Beaver Dam. Thank you, Phyllis. Appreciate that so much. Mr. Danny Conrad up in Glasgow watching. Appreciate you, buddy. Let's see here. Oh, I've had some inquiries about this. Booms and pops. My husband says they are frost quakes. Yeah, there is such a thing. Now, with all this chunky ice that we've got out there right now, boom quakes are a real thing. Ice quakes. They're real things. Some call them frost quakes. Others call them, frost quakes. Frosted flakes. They're great. Well, not quite like that. But anyway, those quakes happen because not just above ground, but the water content that's below ground, when it turns to ice, it can expand just like you can get ice to expand when it freezes over, and it causes these little cracks to happen in the ice below ground. And when that happens, the expansion of air that is released from those cracks can cause a kind of a boom sound, especially if you live out in the country and you hear this just, what was that? What was that boom? Was that a transformer? Was that a gunshot? What? I mean, it's probably not quite that loud, but you hear like a little boom, and that's what it is. They're ice quakes, frost quakes. They happen, especially with this kind of weather we're having right now. So, yeah, it is a real thing. Here's Greg Perigin watching from Albany. Been without electricity since Sunday, 8 a.m. Greg, man, phew, we need you to get your power on. I know they're working, but there have just been so many hundreds and thousands of people in this area without power that it may take another day. Who knows? I would prepare for at least another day, maybe longer in some cases, to get all that resolved. But man, they have done a great job, and the road crews have done a great job. And now you got the tree trimmers that are out there trying to take care of the trees that they're everywhere in a lot of places. So, Greg, hey Chris, you gonna do one of them snow angel challenges this? No. All right, we move on. Uh, it's not that look, my bones hurt enough as it is. I don't think I want to. I don't want to ag it on. It looks like fun, but when I was a kid, it was all good, and I didn't mind it. But now, yeah. Stephanie, Chris, you think school's going to be out all week? Glasgow. It's hard to say. I am not a predictor. I try to be a predictor of weather, but a predictor of schools. They all have their own. It almost seems they all have their own attitude as to whether they're going to be in school or whether they're not going to be in school. So I am not even going to speculate. That's not for me to even speculate. So you'll just have to hang in there, and we'll just see, how long it takes. So it does take a while for these things to get going back on track. And listen, in a lot of ways, I would not want to be a school superintendent trying to make those decisions, because you're going to tick off half of the parents and you're going to please the other half of the parents, and you're never going to please everybody. It's kind of like doing the weather. You're never going to please everybody. So, yeah. Trenton, any more snow anytime? Only flurries. I think there may be a few times this week in that upper flow that we have a few flurries that just kind of fly around at times, but nothing like what we've received over the weekend. I don't see that happening for a while. All right. Well, how about this? I've kept it under 30 minutes tonight, which I am still, I don't know about you guys, but I'm exhausted. I am really exhausted. So it's a good thing to keep this tight tonight. Thank you all for watching as always. I'll see you tomorrow morning on News 40, 6 a.m. on Sunrise, and then News 40 at 9 and News 40 at noon. Until then, have a great Monday evening. Stay warm. Stay warm. Stay warm all week. Do whatever you got to do to stay warm. And those of you that are still waiting for your power to come back on, God bless you. We're thinking about you, praying for you, and hoping those line crews get out to you as soon as possible. God bless.